to join members from across the chamber and on the government side in commending this bill to the House for favourable passage through the House.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Is it correct this is a split call? It's not. I call the honourable member Nanaia Mahuta. Tēnā koe, Ms Mahuta.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I'm pleased to be able to make a contribution in the third reading to support the passage of the Māori Television Service Te Aratuku Whakaata Irirangi Māori Amendment Bill, and it would be a great actual sign and a milestone, in fact, if members in this House were to continue to promote in 5-10 years' time what is happening in the Māori television space. There's innovation, there's excitement. If members in this House could point to a number of the programs there because they see it as reflecting the face of New Zealand, then I think that in itself speaks volumes for the contribution that Māori television makes, not only to broadcasting, but to increasing the knowledge amongst many New Zealanders and many communities of just how vibrant our country is. Mr Speaker, on the 28th of March next year, the 10th anniversary of Māori television will have been reached. And there's been some ups and downs, sure, but by and large what we have seen in the broadcasting space with the contribution of Māori television is a clear role for a Māori broadcaster to protect and enhance te reo Māori, not just for Māori, but for a broader range of New Zealanders. So why is this important? It's important because in our daily lives, many of our children interact with all sorts of other children who want to appreciate each other's culture. Recognising the unique identity of our children, I think, is a step towards increasing tolerance, appreciating difference, seeing the unique potential of our young people as they grow up in our wonderful country. And I do believe that Māori television has a part to play in this process. Parekura Horomia was the minister who initiated Māori television, and he did it with a simple ambition. We want more of our kids to wake up in the morning being proud of who they are, speaking their language, being unafraid to exercise their culture and their heritage in a way that can contribute to the well-being of their communities, their whānau, their country. But let me say this, the types of innovations that we've seen in Māori television is like when Te Matatini is on, which is the biannual senior kapahaka competition, live streamed as it is happening on the day. I look forward to Te Matatini being live streamed from Christchurch to many people who won't be able to travel there. Also, what we've seen in terms of Māori television contributing to the public broadcasting space is the promotion of events which some New Zealanders would have to pay for. The tour fight against Cameron, the Rugby World Cup. Those are two types of events that had not Māori television ever said, well, actually, we're doing, this is a public event of some interest. We want to participate on this front, and I applaud their efforts to recognise that they can fill a certain niche within the public broadcasting space that contributes to the vibrancy of this country, that opens up a world of opportunity and insight to the Māori worldview, but more importantly to the global view of Indigenous peoples. So we've seen a number of innovations in the programming space. Some entertainment value was got from my comment of being a mum of young children, being delighted that Dora the Explorer was going to be promoted in Te Reo Māori. Why? Because my children like watching all sorts of cartoons. I'm really optimistic about their ability to access cartoons in Te Reo Māori, because I can continue to uphold what happens in our home, which is promoting and speaking as much Māori as possible, but at a level where my children can understand, and having access to cartoons actually is one of those ways of doing that. In the Select Committee, when we talked about some of the concerns around Te Pūtahi Paho, as I'd mentioned previously, so as not to impede the bill, but to raise with the Minister our concerns about the governance body. The Minister has since said that he's assured himself that this is in hand and that this is something that he will ensure will be given some attention in the ongoing governance arrangement between the Crown and Te Pūtahi Paho. By and large, Mr Speaker, we've seen Māori television grow at a time where their budget has flatlined. We've seen Māori television take the necessary steps to tailor its activities to its budget but not its imagination. They have a Facebook page, they're engaged in Twitter. Their programming engages the audience, whether it is through Facebook and Twitter or through 0900 numbers to vote on their various shows, or by getting all sorts of people from all walks of life into their programming or into programs that are promoted on Māori television. I applaud that, because I believe in a country like ours, where we have so much vibrancy, where we have so much opportunity to promote how diverse our country is, a public broadcaster should be doing this. And I believe Māori television is doing it very well. I do want to see Māori television grow. I do hope that this bill is a step towards that. It is signalled within the context of this legislation that ongoing reviews will happen and should happen with the agreement of Te Pūtahi Paho and the responsible ministers. But more importantly, it continues to carve out a key role that Māori television has in the broadcasting space to promote the very best of our culture, language and heritage to every New Zealander should they want to access it. And I am delighted about that type of way in which the broadcasting landscape has been broadened. I look forward to the day when Pacific Television emerges on that landscape because I can see that this is a real opportunity to again reinforce. The Minister may make a jibe about Mr Ed, but it's more a reflection, he's more a reflection of his time in the one-syllable sentences that people of that era understood. And that's why we all find it a good entertainment value, you know. But there's no problem with having Mr Ed translated in any type of language. And if that means that the Honourable Maurice Williamson will watch Māori TV because of Mr Ed, then I say Māori television has succeeded. The real point, though, the real point of this contribution tonight is to say that given that Māori television is 10 years into its operation, it has had some ups and downs, mainly ups. There is still a lot of entertainment value in this station. There's still a lot of contribution that the station can make in the broadcasting space, and there's a whole lot of opportunity for a lot of young people who see the digital age as an opportunity to engage their talent and potential in new and dynamic ways. Mr Speaker, I support the bill, I support its intent. Kia koe te minita ahakoa ngā piki me ngā heke mō ngā kōrero e pāna ki tēnei pere, nui te mihi atu ki a koe. Kia ora tātou.
I call the Honourable Member Tim McIndoe.
Thank you, Mr.